Okay, let's picture NATO's eastern flank. Right there, guarding the Black Sea, you've got Romania, and, well, they're really stepping up their defense game.
They absolutely are. We're seeing a massive budget increase. What is it, 6.5 billion?
Yeah, 2.5% of their GDP. And it's going towards some pretty serious Western military tech. Think Patriot systems, F-16 jets, HIMARS rockets.
Those high-mobility artillery systems, right.
Yep.
Plus new naval corvettes, Piranha V vehicles. It's a significant list.
It really is. But let's dig into the real challenge here.
Yeah.
Because buying all this advanced equipment, that's just step one.
Getting the hardware is achievable, sure.
Yeah.
But operating it, maintaining it, that's where the complexity really lies.
Exactly. How do you make sure you have the people, the skilled people, ready to handle these sophisticated systems effectively?
And that's such a critical point, especially given Romania's strategic spot. This modernization isn't just nice to have, it's vital.
Right.
But the sheer speed they're bringing in these systems, well, it creates what you could call a pretty significant skills gap.
A gap, yeah. They're jumping from older, maybe legacy systems to platforms that demand totally different expertise.
And think about the context. They need NATO interoperability, seamless integration with allies. Plus, they need deep skills for that specific Black Sea environment.
Which is unique, definitely.
So the scale of this upskilling task,
It's
huge. And frankly, traditional training methods, well, they struggle to keep up, don't they? Speed, scale, technical depth, even safety.
Right. You can't just hand someone a manual for an F-16 and expect them to be an expert tomorrow. It doesn't work like that.
Yeah.
So how do you bridge that skills gap quickly and effectively?
Well, that's exactly what we're diving into today.
We're looking at a really innovative approach from a company called EON Reality. It's their AI Academy for Defense Romanian Black Sea Readiness track.
Quite a name, but it gets to the heart of it.
It does. It's an ambitious plan using, cutting-edge AI and virtual reality tech to tackle this exact problem head-on.
Our goal here is to really unpack what this initiative involves. What are the components? What's the potential impact?
Yeah, not just for Romania's own defense, but for NATO's strength in that whole crucial region, too. It's kind of a shortcut to understanding a really significant development.
So EON Reality's solution, it's basically an integrated ecosystem. At the core is their EON XR platform.
Okay.
And what's really eye-catching is this capability they call spatial AI text to XR.
Spatial AI text to XR. What does that actually mean in practice?
Imagine taking, say, a Romanian technical manual for a Patriot system, or even just some text prompts describing a procedure.
Okay.
And the AI converts that text into a fully interactive 3D training simulation in Romanian.
Yeah.
And get this in under 80 seconds.
Wow, under 80 seconds. That's incredibly fast.
It's designed for agility. And these aren't generic models. They're specific digital twins of the actual assets. Romania is getting the Patriot, the F-16, HIMARS, Piranha V.
So it directly addresses that need for rapid, relevant training content. Instead of just reading dense manuals, personnel can actually interact with the virtual version of the gear almost immediately. Now, you mentioned this AI Academy for Defense Romanian Black Sea Readiness track. It sounds like more than just a library of simulations.
Oh, definitely. It's structured as a focused workforce development pipeline. Think of it as being directly mapped to Romania's modernization priorities.
Air defense, air force, land forces, that Black Sea focus.
Exactly. It integrates these immersive XR simulations, practicing complex things like Patriot missile engagements or running through F-16 cockpit procedures, coordinating HIMARS fire missions.
All in a safe virtual space.
Right. And it combines that with AI that personalizes the learning path for each individual. Plus, it offers micro-credentials to formally recognize the skills they gain.
That personalized aspect sounds key. The AI adapts, right, to how someone learns.
Yes. It tracks progress, identifies areas where someone might need more practice, and adjusts the content and pace accordingly. It makes the whole process much more efficient.
Makes sense.
And they also have tools like the EON Career Guide and Compass. This uses AI to help Romanian personnel see the skills needed for these new roles, visualize career paths.
So it's not just about the initial training. It's looking longer term, too, at career development within this modernized force.
Exactly. It helps map out how they can grow within the armed forces or even the wider Romanian defense sector.
And I understand they're building a whole new curriculum around this, an AI-era Romanian military curriculum.
That's right. And critically, it's being developed collaboratively. They're working with Romanian military subject matter experts, with Romanian industry partners.
Okay, so it's grounded in their specific needs and context.
Very much so. The curriculum isn't just about button pushing. It focuses on things like NATO interoperability, making sure they can slot seamlessly into allied operations.
Crucial.
Also, human AI teaming, which is increasingly important, operating in the complex electronic warfare environment you find in the Black Sea region.
Which presents unique challenges for sure.
And fundamentally, decision-making skills relevant to Romania's specific security landscape.
Okay, so bringing this all together, what are the real tangible benefits for Romania and by extension for NATO?
Well, if you look at the big picture, the advantages are potentially huge. First off, speed. Accelerated operational readiness for those key systems, Patriot, F-16, HIMARS.
How much faster are we talking?
The projections suggest training time could be cut by up to 60%, and skill mastery could be achieved up to 4 times faster than traditional methods.
4 times faster. That's a massive difference.
It translates directly into enhanced defense capability much sooner. Second, it strengthens Romania's role in Black Sea security. Better proficiency means more effective operation of those critical maritime and air defense assets.
And that faster integration with NATO you mentioned, that's got to be a major plus, getting personnel fluent in NATO standards and procedures quickly.
Absolutely. It means smoother, more effective collaboration with allies, like the Multinational Division Southeast, which is actually headquartered right there in Bucharest.
Right.
And then there's the quality of training. You're looking at potentially very high qualification rates, maybe over 95%, because the training is so immersive and tailored.
And safer too, presumably. Practicing complex or dangerous scenarios virtually.
Exactly. Risk-free training for complex situations. Plus, knowledge retention tends to be much higher with this kind of immersive learning, potentially over 75%.
Wow.
And don't forget the cost aspect. It could mean optimizing the value of that huge defense investment with projected savings of up to 65% on life cycle training costs.
65% savings on training. That's significant.
Ultimately, the goal is to build an AI-ready, resilient Romanian armed forces, one that's comfortable with networked operations with human-machine teaming.
It sounds like collaboration is baked into this whole thing. You mentioned Romanian experts, industry.
Yes, it's designed as a partnership. You have the Romanian government and military leadership setting the strategic direction, ensuring it aligns with their acquisitions and NATO requirements.
Makes sense.
Then you've got Romanian defense companies like Romarm, Aerostar, ProOptica involved in defining skill needs, maybe validating the digital twins of equipment, supporting the national defense industrial base.
And academic institutions, too.
Potentially, yes. Places like the Ferdinand I Technical Military Academy, other service academies. They could be hubs for deploying this tech, contributing their pedagogical expertise.
So how flexible is the deployment? Does everyone have to go to one central academy?
No. The strategy seems quite adaptable. They're talking about dedicated AI academy centers, yes, but also integrating the tech into existing military training facilities.
Okay.
Plus, using mobile XR units, maybe for field training support, and crucially, running train-the-trainer programs to build that internal expertise within the Romanian forces.
Right, so they can sustain it themselves over time.
That seems to be the aim.
And the specific training use cases they've outlined, they cover a lot of ground, don't they?
They really do. It's quite comprehensive.
Detailed training for Patriot cruise operators, maintainers, covering system operation, NATO air defense integration.
F-16 pilot and ground crew training cockpit stuff, weapon systems, maintenance, handling different flight scenarios, emergencies.
HIMARS cruise launcher operations, fire mission coordination, linking up with Romanian Artillery Command and Control, NATO joint fires, frameworks.
Piranha V training 2 vehicle systems, weapon stations, networked ops, maintenance specific to the Romanian versions.
And it goes beyond specific platforms.
Yep.
Black Sea maritime surveillance, coastal defense training.
Integrating data from naval assets, coastal missiles, air surveillance, creating complex integrated defense scenarios.
Even training for Romanian staff officers integrating into that NATO Multinational Division Southeast structure.
Yes, coordination and planning exercises, plus border security applications, counter-drone operations.
And you mentioned maintenance earlier. They're even looking at using augmented reality, AR, to guide maintenance tasks.
That's right. AR overlays providing step-by-step guidance for maintaining these new Western systems, potentially linked directly into the military's logistics systems.
That sounds incredibly useful out in the field.
It's that spatial AI capability again, isn't it? It allows them to generate and adapt all these varied training applications relatively quickly, taking a manual and turning it into AR instructions. That's powerful.
Yeah, it really demonstrates the breadth of this. We actually have a quote here from Dan Lajerskar. He's the chairman of EON Reality.
Ah, yes.
He basically says, look, getting the advanced systems is vital, but the real key to maximizing their impact is developing skilled people rapidly. And he stresses EON's commitment to partnering with Romania on this.
It underlines that human element, doesn't it? The tech serves the people.
So pulling it all together, what's the main takeaway for you here, the core message?
I think the core message is really about transformation. This initiative, using EON Reality's spatial AI and XR, offers Romania a genuinely powerful way to accelerate its military modernization.
Bridging those skills gaps we talked about.
Exactly, effectively bridging those critical skills gaps that come with adopting such advanced Western tech. And ultimately, strengthening its absolutely vital role on NATO's eastern flank and in the Black Sea region.
Absolutely. Those potential gains in speed and efficiency learning up to 4 times faster, creating specific training content in, under 80 seconds? That's remarkable.
It enables enhanced capabilities across the board.
It really does. And it leaves you with a thought, doesn't it? As AI and XR training evolves this quickly, how might this fundamentally change military readiness, international security, not just in Romania, but in other key strategic regions globally?
It definitely prompts you to think about the broader implications, the future of defense training worldwide.
It really does. Something for us all to consider. If you, listening, want to dig deeper into this, you can find more details on EON Reality's website. That's www.eonreality.com.
It's certainly a fascinating development to watch.
Well, thanks for joining us for this deep dive today.